Your house smells and you don't even know it. But you know what? Those home buyers will. And here's what you need to deep clean before you list your home for sale. And today we're going to talk about something that no one ever tells home sellers. And no, it's not the granite countertops or any fancy backsplash that'll make or break your deal. We're going to talk about gross stuff, the moldy washer, that weird smell in the fridge, the mystery gunk in the microwave. So today I'll walk you through a list of things that you must clean before you sell your home. And these are all from actual feedback on listings that I have received through the past because these home buyers, they do take notice. And trust me, they are judging every inch of your place, and especially in this market. So let's dive in. And don't worry, we're going to keep it real and we're going to keep it a little gross too. So first off, let's talk about your wash machine. And you might be thinking, a wash machine? Yes, some of the time those are conveyed in a transaction. And even if you're not selling it, if you have one of those front loading washers, listen up. How many times do you open up that door, you smell from there? Well, it's that rubber gasket that's around that door. It's just basically like a mold party waiting to happen. And buyers, they will peek in your laundry room and they're gonna open up that washer. And if that smells like a swamp, sometimes that can even be an instant note because that smell never leaves. And trust me, I've been in the situation when I'm taking buyers through a home. So scrub that gasket with some vinegar or something and just leave the door open for that thing to air out. Even though you may think that's a minor thing, it can be a major thing. So just take note of that. Now, the next thing are those rodent traps. And there's nothing that can kill a sale faster than a buyer seeing mouse traps everywhere. Even worse, when they actually have a dead guest in those traps. So just make sure you walk around and pick up all those traps. Even if it's just preventative, it's going to trigger people a worst case scenario, and they may feel that there's a huge infestation around your house. So you're just going to want to remove those traps and patch up any holes and so forth, but really get those things all out of sight and out of mind. Now, the next thing that you're really going to want to focus on are these kitchen appliances. And the first thing is that refrigerator. And I'll tell you, that is the most important thing. Most of the time, especially here in Colorado, a refrigerator is conveyed with the sale of the home and it usually stays. But even if it's a garage refrigerator or anywhere, even if they're not staying, many buyers, they open these up right away. If they see those sticky shelves or there's those weird smells because there's old food in there and so forth, that's all bad. You're going to want to get rid of all that. Just take 30 minutes and remove everything, clean those shelves off, those drawers, and also I'm sure if you look around, you'll see a ton of cobwebs underneath and around it. We all see that. So just make sure to take the time to do this because that is one focal point more than anything in a kitchen that the buyers will open up. Now, the next thing is that dishwasher. And yes, people open those up too. And if you have food bits or mold or any stains, again, these buyers are going to assume it's a neglect. So what you're going to want to do is open it up and clean those filters and seals out. And trust me, you're going to see some nasty stuff in there. And how many of us have those dishwashers that actually smell like fishy smell? You're going to want to run a cycle with vinegar in there just to let that thing really clean out. And you may have to do this multiple times, but just make sure that you keep that dishwasher looking good too through these showings because again, I don't know why, but buyers open up those doors and look in there. So, and by the way, everything that I'm covering here, I'm going to have a checklist in the description down below. So hopefully you're taking notes, but if not, it's down there. Now, back to the kitchen, let's talk about the garbage disposal. And yeah, talk about a sink stink. A nasty disposal is a huge turnoff for people. And again, you may not smell it, but trust me, they are going to. So anyway, just drop some ice cubes down there and put some vinegar down in there and just run it and flush it with some hot water for a little while. And that way you're going to eliminate a lot of that smell coming from that disposal. Now let's go on to the next thing in the kitchen. that good old microwave. And if your microwave has a crusty explosion from 2019, that's a huge red flag again. And that microwave needs to be cleaned out. Make sure you wipe that thing down and really clean that thing up as well. Again, this is one of those items that buyers seem to flock to, that they open those up. So make sure it's clean. But the main thing in the kitchen that people really, really notice beside the refrigerator that I covered is the oven and the cooktops. And an oven, just use that self-cleaning selection on there and clean it with that, or go get yourself some heavy duty cleaner and really scrub that thing down. And also the cooktop, get some degreaser and some good old elbow grease and shine that thing up. I hear it multiple times from potential buyers on our listings that just say the oven and the cooktop's a mess. It's basically disgusting. So those are actual feedback. So again, just take note of that. It's these little things that matter. Now let's get on to some light touches that matter. And what I mean by that are your light switches. And with your light switches, they collect those fingerprints, the grime, and they just look like germ magnets. And you're going to want to go around and wipe those down. And if they're faded anyway or you can't clean them up, just go out and buy a pack of plates and replace those. Don't just replace one because it's going to make everything else look worse. Just go around and replace those if you can't, sprucing those up. And also the walls, especially if you have kids, I know those walls really take a toll. So go around and wipe those walls down, as anything is going to help, as well as any handles in the house. Again, for some reason, they're buyer magnets, so they're all going to see all this. So wipe those down with some disinfectant wipes and it'll make a huge difference. Now let's move on to the bathrooms and the closets. In that bathroom, you're going to want to scrub that tub. You're going to want to polish those faucets up. And that shower curtain, if you have one, just throw that thing away. And if you don't want to do that, just make sure you wash that shower curtain so it's good and clean. And also those toilet brushes that sit down next to the toilets, get those out of there. Nobody wants to see those. And another thing, make sure that the lid is down on the toilet. I know that sounds bizarre, but trust me, it just doesn't look good anyway. And you just don't want to have anything that minor turn a buyer off anyway. So just take note of that. Get rid of any old sponges in your bathroom that may be under the sink and so forth that are just mold magnets as well. And also in your closets, just clean and declutter those closets and deodorize them. And if you need help with decluttering things, I do have a video I'll put down in the description as well that I've covered on decluttering your home when you're getting ready to sell. Now let's move on to the thing that's the biggest pet peeve of mine, and that's burnout light bulbs. Yes, go around, replace those burnout light bulbs, as they make your home look darker. And nothing looks worse than your bathroom fixtures that may have 3 or 4 lights and one of them is burnt out. And it never goes without saying that when you get your home on the market, one of those bulbs is going to burn out right away. So just go get yourself some soft white bulbs and just go around and change every bulb in the house. You'll definitely make your place look brighter and more inviting just with some nice soft white lighting in there. And also while you're doing this, clean those light fixtures, dust them down, wipe them down. And if you have those light covers that have bugs sitting in the bottom of them, and yes, we all have them, you look up, you see it all the time, get that cleaned out. Again, it's those little things that can go a long ways. So while you're changing those bulbs, just clean the light covers as well too. Now on to what should have been covered, I guess, a little while ago with the walls and so forth. Those baseboards. Now most of us probably have those white baseboards and they just collect dust and pet hair and they're scuffed up. Go around with some Scotch-Brite or magic eraser, or just vacuum them or wipe them down, but just hit them with something and it's going to make a big difference. And if you have some big gashes in them and so forth, and you have some white paint, you may want to go around and touch them up, as long as you can do a good job of blending it in. And also back to the pets. Let's talk about them too really quick. If you have a cat in your house, those litter boxes, clean those up. If you can't get them out of the house, at least put them somewhere that can be out of sight, out of mind. Those things more than ever are a big turnoff for buyers, and just like the scratch and posts and so forth. Cats, to be honest with you, that I see from my listings and also with buyers, they're one of the hardest pets to deal with a lot of potential buyers. So any way that you can show less cat in your house, that's always better. And I'm not here to offend cat owners. I'm just telling you what I see from my vantage point. And as far as dogs go, dogs do smell too. Keep them clean. And if they've had accidents in the house, make sure you really hit those areas well with whatever you use to clean things up, because again, over time, you may not notice the pet odors, but trust me, the buyers will, and they smell that in a second. Now on to the stair railings, and these things can just be sticky and grimy, and the buyers touch them all the time. So just make sure that you go around, you clean those things up, polish them up, and if they have a bunch of nicks around in them from moving things, try to touch those up. If you have a bunch of slobber on them from your dogs, wipe them down, but just get those railings taken care of, because again, these are things that those buyers really seem to notice. Now, here's the deal. You don't have to remodel your house, but if it smells sticky or moldy, you're going to lose that buyer. And these buyers, they do notice the stuff that you seem to ignore. And if you just do these things now, your home's going to feel fresh, inviting, and ready to sell. Hopefully you found this video informational. And if so, please share it with somebody that could benefit from it. And again, if you want that full list of things to clean before you sell, just drop a comment or click on the link down in the description. And also, if you're in my market or you need some help prepping your home, please reach out. I'm always here to help. My contact links down below. And I can also set you up with a good real estate professional in your area. And until next time, stay tuned for this next video that's coming up next.